WrestleWAR 1989, the Music City Showdown. We had 5,200 people in attendance. This aired on May 7th, 1989, in Nashville, Tennessee, at the Nashville Municipal Auditorium. It's cool to see wrestling back in the South, Cameron, back where it belongs. Am I right?
Oh yeah, man! Right in the Music City, having a show in Tennessee and it doesn't have the honky tonk man seems kind of like a shame, but he's in the other company, so we'll make do with what we got. We got Ranger Ross on this show, so we're good.
Yeah, and no Jimmy Hart too. Imagine Jimmy Hart and fucking Honky Tonk Man
We had
here.
we had Gary Hart.
Gary Hart. I was thinking they were they're cousins or something.
I don't know what they are. Probably I don't know.
You think it's like
No,
the situation is like, oh, we have to have a heart of our own, so let's just get
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Nah, this guy's from like Indiana or something. I don't think he's actually related to to the
West
Harts in any
Newbury,
way.
We should do a trivia one day where it just shows the hometown and we have to guess like where or who the person is. You know what I mean? Like West Newbury, Massachusetts, we know that's John Cena.
Right.
Or
All
Cleveland,
right.
Ohio, we got the Miz. Here, we'll do that one day. I think that'd be fun.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we start out, dude. The intro, it kind of reminded me of like a yearbook style intro where they showed everybody and like
Yeah, it's like a slideshow.
the transitions they did. Yeah, it was it gave me very like yearbook club esque vibes from it.
They have in the middle of like they show all these people. They go like they go like Sting, the Road Warriors, the Oak Ridge Boys.
What's your opinion on the Oak Ridge Boys?
I don't know. We didn't see them
Oh,
other than them singing the national anthem or
I was about
whatever.
to say, is it weird that
I was ready to see the Oak Ridge Boys versus the Varsity Club in the main event, but I guess I read the card wrong.
hmm,
That's a joke. I didn't actually think the Oak Ridge Boys were wrestling.
could you imagine the Oak Ridge Boys versus the Road Warriors?
Uh, yeah, it probably would have been. I don't know. The Road Warriors match was something on this show. I don't know if it'd be better or worse. Would have made more sense.
uh, but yeah, so we start out just like Cameron mentioned. We have the Oak Ridge Boys singing the national anthem. If you want to know what the Oak Ridge Boys look like, just think of every '80s prom, and that's what they were dressed as. There you go.
They
I literally
I
saved
think
everyone on Google.
I think they did much better than Rockin' Robin.
Oh, for sure. You could have done much better in Rockin' Robin.
Probably. But they probably also wanted to be there and wanted to sing.
True. Yeah, and she probably just wanted to wrestle. Also,
So,
the one, or no, there's actually multiple females, I guess, on the show, but the one main female at the end, they should have just got her to sing. What was her name?
Missy Hyatt,
Missy Hyatt. Yeah.
yeah, their first lady.
Yeah. It's bullshit, man. What are we doing here?
There's a lot of mixing up of not mixing up, but like I don't even want to say copies, but counterparts, I suppose. Like this show had a hacksaw, you know.
Yeah.
This show had a Patriot
Yep. This show had a German. Wait, you
and
know what?
a dangerous Danny.
Where's the ass Asians?
I don't care.
So
Maybe they unmasked and they were the Oak Ridge Boys.
or no, not the Varsity Club. I
Yeah,
mean
one of
the
them was Dan Spivey.
yeah, and Kevin Sullivan. I meant the dynamic dudes. That's who they were.
Yeah, yeah. I think they're too big to be those guys. Also, the dynamic dudes were like way too good at wrestlers to be the Russian ass Asians.
That's true. That is 100% true. Uh, but yeah, so then we have Jim Ross. He's introducing the card for tonight. He's going through them. And guess what, Cameron? Paul Heyman is no longer with the Midnight Express.
No, he's got a new team to come after
He's with the
the Midnight
Samoan
Express.
SWAT
He's
team.
the wise man. He's being the wise man. You
Yep.
got like the genesis of this almost. I don't know if it's like the genesis, but a nice a nice little moment to see given everything that's happened, recently
I didn't even think
on
about that
modern.
when I was watching it.
Yeah, you didn't think about that at
I'm
all?
so glad you just brought it up.
That
That
was
was
the
awesome.
first thing I thought of.
Wow.
That's
Fatu, that's the Usos.
Rikishi.
Yep. Usos and what's his name's dad's Solo. Uh crazy. Crazy to see him.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that somebody's gonna look at this guy in a few years and go, that guy's good, but if only he had a massive ass. I think that's all he's missing is just get him a massive ass.
You think they were making him do like extra squats in the 90s to get that ass?
I don't know what they were doing because I also don't think that ass was muscle, bro. But I mean, I guess they were right because Rikishi's fucking legendary, and the stink face is kind of a part of that.
Yeah.
Rump shaker as well.
They're like, what if we put this guy in a thong?
Yeah.
Um Honestly, I dare to say when they were going through the card, like my first impressions of it was, damn, this looks fun. Especially who I thought like the first match was gonna
Yeah, who
be.
you thought was supposed to be wrestling the Great Muta.
Yeah, I mean you got people like the Sting versus Iron Sheik. You get to see Bob Orton again. You got I mean Paul Heyman again. You got Lex Luger, Michael Hayes, Flair and Steamboat Part 2. You get or this is that's Part 2.
So
Yeah.
this was part 3 technically because the rematch happened I think in like a Clash of the Champions
Mm.
event between these two shows that we've watched. So Steamboat's like beaten him and kept the belt from him at this point, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, now
Because that's
that
what they were
ending.
referencing with the double chicken wing.
Okay,
Is he had made Flair tap with that.
I gotcha. Also, it makes more sense the outcome of that match now. So
Yeah, doesn't
yeah,
it?
it does. Uh, so Jim Ross, Bob Caudle, back on the announce table. I'm glad that one guy's gone. I forgot his name. PA Dangerous.
Magnum TA.
Magnum TA. PA Dangerous.
PA Dangerous.
Might as well be that.
I'm
And
gonna name him that in like Wrestling Empire or something where they have all the fake names and shit.
yeah, you should. Uh,
PA Dangerous.
First match was supposed to be the Great Muta versus Junkyard Dog. Uh, but I guess they were like, well, the Great Muta is way too good, and we don't want JYD to get pinned, so we're gonna change it to Doug Gilbert, Cameron.
Yeah, you know Doug Gilbert, right?
Yeah, of course.
You might know him as Russian ass Asian number 1.
Is that for real?
No,
Oh,
no,
oh God.
not at all, not at all. But I'm gonna keep doing this every time somebody new pops up. He wrestled as the Terrorist at one point.
What the
I'm
heck?
looking at his ring names right now. One time he was just Jason. That was cool. Like from like ECW Jason. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Cool. So I know somewhat of this dude, or I mean I'm like aware of something he'll do eventually, but not now. But yeah, Doug Gilbert, man. I think he's like the brother of Eddie Gilbert, who you'll recognize from being in a fucking 6-minute main event later on.
Yeah, what's their team name? The First Family,
The
right?
first family, yeah.
First Family, yep. Uh, so we have the Great Muta versus Doug Gilbert. Muta's face paint, fucking awesome. Also the Mist. I'm trying to think of her name. I can't think of it right now. What's her name? With the Mist, she does it now.
Uh,
Uh,
what Pro Cell?
no. In WWE,
Oh, Asuka or Kyrie, one of the
Asuka,
the damage control
Asuka.
girls.
I think
I
Asuka
got
like
I thought I'm fucking Pro Cell. Nah, keep
yeah.
going, keep going.
I think Asuka actually. I think they did a thing where like they always talk about the Great Muta when she does it. Um,
Yeah,
but
I think he more or less was the one that popularized that. Tajiri was doing it for a while too.
But what'd you think about the match?
Um, it was basically a great Muta shows you some of his moves he likes to do, and Doug Gilbert tries to convince you that he can sell.
This
And
is
it was 3 minutes long, and it was really quick, and that's really about it.
this
Muta just
is
kind of kicks his ass until he gets tired of it and hits a moonsault.
yeah, was it pretty? It was amazing. He's basically the Bruce Lee of WCW. He
I don't know
is.
if he's gonna be like on WCW stuff a lot. Like, he comes in and out here and there, but Great Muta is kind of like here's our guy from Japan. Whatever Japan show they're working closely with at the moment, they'll have him come over every once in a while.
Oh.
But
I
they'll
also
they'll have a like a working relationship with New Japan a lot too.
I looked up what the mist mean,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Yeah,
you
they like the different colors have different
yeah, would you
effects.
like me to tell you?
I mean, I'm aware of it, but you can go ahead and you can say it
Y- Yeah, so the green
for the
means
podcast here.
the green means discomfort and disorientation. Dis,
Disorientation, yeah, yeah.
God, I can't speak. Red means burning. Uh, Black is a blinding miss. It basically causes you to go blind.
Yeah.
Yellow paralyzes you, and blue puts your opponents to sleep.
Yeah. There's also the pink mist that was used by Pinky Sanchez, but I think it's just like I think it just defaults to the whatever the green does, the disorienting.
Pinky Sanchez?
Yeah.
Okay. When are you gonna get the miss?
Well, I throw fire.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Uh, yeah, I mean, Muta literally hits like an amazing moonsault. How long was that match? Maybe
3 minutes and three
I was gonna
seconds.
say 410.
Oh my God, you gave Doug Gilbert way too much credit.
Oh, at one point, fucking Eddie Gilbert comes out and he's just like shouting and
Yeah,
just.
yeah, like, hey man, can you stop kicking the fuck out of my brother, please?
But yeah, Muta wins. Uh, quick match, squash match. But after the match, we have Ric Flair. Um, basically saying like people have been saying this is his last shot at the world title, and that like he's not kidding, and uh, blah blah blah. Ricky, like you're a bitch. Woo, basically. Yeah, that's
You
what I
didn't
got
really
from
call
him.
him a bitch. All of their promos were like, Ric Flair, you're the fucking best in the world, and then Ric Flair's like, Ricky Steamboat, you're the best champion this company's ever fucking seen. Like, they spent their entire promos hyping the other person up because they were going for this like big deal fight feel for this thing.
Do you think that that Ric Flair's blue jacket is amazing as I do?
I mentioned that later on.
You do?
Like, I have it in my notes, that Carolina blue robe, or are you
It's
talking about like?
yeah, it's the Carolina blue. Yeah, it is
Yeah,
beautiful.
it is. It's a beautiful color.
You should. You ever thought about wearing something like that? Like a long, long, long ass blue robe.
Not a robe, no.
You should wear like a cape and like have it drag like a wedding dress.
I used to have I used to have something kind of like that. I used to have like a vampiric little like trench coat or something like that. I haven't used it in forever
You might need to
because
bring
I
that
went to
back.
leather jacket and I haven't looked back. And I just got that new leather jacket, so I'm gonna have that one for a while. That white one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
holding on to that one for a while.
Any bad stains in it? You've seen?
No, not.
That's
I
good.
mean, it's brand new, so I really hope not.
Oh yeah. Also for everyone listening, Cameron is the new YouTube champion. So
Yeah, I survived the house attacks. That wasn't painful or anything, right? That right. Honestly hurt like fuck.
you're a bigger man than me. I gotta let you know that.
I'm also just crazy.
But after his interview, we go to our next match where we have match of the night.
Yeah,
We have
for
Hacksaw
sure.
Butch Reed
Hacksaw Butch Reed. Yeah.
versus Ranger Ross. Now is
Now
we
Ranger Ross is a true American. not a real one, just a true one.
Now, is Ranger his first name or is Ross his first name? Or Ross would be
I
his last name?
I don't know. All I know is one of his names is Ross, and he is in fact a Ranger. This makes him Ranger Ross. This
Why?
match was what happens when you take Jim Duggan and you split his character into two. You have a hacksaw and a patriot.
Yeah. Why do you think I don't understand why Ranger Ross came out with like two different army units. Uh which is he came out with like a
Just
color guard and then he came out with like Navy SEALs or something. It
just
was
to give
weird.
them all love, just to give the ones that were there love. Because he's a true American. He doesn't have a favoritism to one branch of the military. He's about all of them. He's just about being a true American.
Also, Teddy Long no longer a ref?
Yeah, he's
He's like
he was
scouting
fired,
people, yeah.
and now he's trespassing. Well, he's not trespassing. He's got a visitor badge, but I still don't think visitor badge would get me over the
Ringside.
railing and at
Yeah.
ringside, being able to scout talent for matches.
Yeah, he I love how he was showing the camera during this match. He's like, "Hey, look at this. It says
Yeah,
ringside."
I'm allowed to fucking be here. Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Angle alert.
But what'd you think about the match though?
I mean, it's cool. It was pretty simple and basic. Not really too much to it. I think Ree controlled for like most of it, and then Ross got his few little hopes here and there. I think it was just another like kill some time, give Butch Reed a win, and also let's get Ranger Ross on the show. I guess I've never heard of Ranger Ross until this particular show, and I thought to myself, I was like, man, this dude is like he's not really that big. He does the Rick Rude like hip gyrating at one point, and it just kind of looks really silly. Um, and I just I just feel like I look up and down this card, and somehow Ranger Ross feels more like a shoehorn onto this card than fucking Doug Gilbert.
I'm
Um,
about to tell you something crazy that Ranger Ross did.
what's that?
Ranger Ross blew up a bank in 1996.
What?
Yep, and got arrested for bank robbery.
But he's supposed to be a true American.
Yep.
Why would he do that?
At this time in
He
'96,
was,
he's moved
yeah,
past wrestling and he was a private investigator.
he uh he was charged with bank robbery as the motorcycle bandit. I want that gimmick. I want him to be that gimmick
He had 8
instead of
years in
Ranger
prison.
Ross. I'd much rather have watched Hacksaw Butch Reed versus Motorcycle Bandit.
Yeah, could you imagine if he came out like the
Robert
Undertaker
Ross.
gimmick?
But he's got a mask on, and then I'd make a joke about him being the next Russian ass Asian or something. Yeah, this is kind of fucking crazy.
Ranger Ross still alive. You know what? I'm gonna DM Ranger Ross after this. I'm gonna get him
Oh
on.
no! All right, yeah, sure. This is cool.
Oh my god, dude, that is so wild. Ranger Ross might be the most badass person alive. Holy
He's a
crap.
real one.
Oh. Uh, yeah.
Well, that was
So
a fun thing to learn.
yeah. Uh, but yeah. Basically, the match ends. Reed kicks him in the face. From his back and puts him away with like a flying shoulder block.
Yeah, he
Um,
went up top and it worked out.
yeah.
Crazy.
That's 2 times in a row, right? Both matches in like that.
Um, yeah,
The
yeah, because
moonsault and
Muda
that.
won with the moonsault. Yeah,
2 for 2. That's all we need. Um,
we're batting 100 so far, or 1,000. I mean, we're batting 1,000, not 100. That would be bad batting average.
and then we kick it back to backstage. After the Butch Reed win, we have Lance Russell with Lex Luger. Basically, he's saying like, "Oh, Michael," or he's asking Michael Hayes like, how unpredictable or he's asking Lex Luger how unpredictable Michael Hayes is, and Luger's basically like, "I am prepared." Like, what do you mean?
Look at me, look at him, man.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
yeah, and he's
Turns
like,
out
then he says like he's not a time traveler. Like why does he need to even be prepared for him?
I yeah, I was kind of distracted by on Luger's promo because I noticed the camera just couldn't decide where the correct placement was to get him in the shot because they would have him like from a far away shot almost. But this motherfucker still takes up like half the screen. Like Luger's so big. And they try to zoom in so you can see him talk, but you just see almost none of him because he just leaves frame.
Mm-hmm.
But him saying he's not a time traveler, I feel like that's just something you would say if you were a fucking time traveler.
Well, I didn't
So
think of
there
it
it
like
is.
that.
There's new lore for you, Lex Luger, potential time traveler.
Here, let's look it up. Lex Luger helps Ranger Ross in bank robbery, but gets away due to time travel.
He
Uh,
put the bank tellers in the torture rack, mother. No, he just when he got to the vault, he just like ripped the handle straight off of it.
and then so we go to our next match, which is a bull rope match. This is the first time we've seen this here, right?
Yeah, so I was expecting it to last a little longer.
Who coined the bull rope match? Was it Dusty Rhodes, right? Isn't that the whole?
I guess. Let's see. I'll look it up. Bull rope match.
I think Cody, he was always like, my dad, he invented that match because him and someone had the bull rope match.
Yeah, but that's definitely something Cody Rhodes would say is like, "Oh yeah, my dad did this." I mean, maybe he's right.
Is that
Uh,
nepotism, you think?
I don't know if that's what it is. All right, when you click on it, it just takes you to when you click on dog collar match, it just takes you to strap match and oh no, here you go, never mind. Texas bull rope match. I don't. It doesn't even say. It just says it's similar to a strap match, and then it just says JBL Eddie Guerrero Great American Bash, and then how The Rock had the Brahma bull rope match.
Who wait, this past Saturday was a strap match, right? Drew
Yeah,
versus CM Punk. That match was great. I don't know if you watched it.
yeah, I did. It was not quite a Texas bull rope because there wasn't a
Bell
yeah
or anything. Yeah.
yeah not a bell and it was a strap instead of a rope, but uh this match didn't do the four corner touching thing like some of the other matches have done. Like for example, the strap match you just mentioned, or the JBL Eddie Guerrero bull rope match that the Wikipedia article mentioned. This one just they went for a pin,
I've never
which
seen
is fine. Which
the
is fine.
JBL one. Is it good? JBL Eddie Guerrero?
I don't think I've ever watched it myself either.
Oh hell yeah, I can't wait for it. Um but yeah, what'd you think about this quick pin and match?
I thought it was cool to see Bob Orton again.
Mhm.
I love that Dick Murdoch's name is Captain Redneck. I love that. He also I love him taking his shoe off and using that as a weapon. Fucking hilarious. And that's kind of all I've got for the match
Yeah,
because
but yeah,
I
Buddy uses a shoe and then he only has one fucking shoe left. And literally the ref gets rid of the boot too.
yeah,
Um
but then he just hog ties him.
yeah. Do you what is the
'Cause-
match?
Well, this match was more about the post match than the match itself, I guess.
Oh, we're yeah. Okay. So yeah, uh yeah, so Murdoch crotches him to bring him down. He hog ties him and drops an elbow on him for a pin. So Murdoch wins by pinfall. Uh but Cameron,
It's
uh
not over.
Bob Orton begins to beat the ever living shit out of this man
Yeah, he beats the fuck out of this dude.
and literally pulls him off to the side, puts him down ringside, and begins to choke and strangle this man
Yeah.
outside of the ring.
Yeah, he basically just murders this dude.
Did,
There's this part where he goes to like he does the hanging spot
yeah.
and the ref starts counting at him.
even when the match is over.
Yeah. Also, he lost. So what are you gonna do? Reverse the decision? Or is like, hey, if you don't let go by 5, I'm calling the police. Like, what the fuck? What is this? And I love that Ross also he goes, there'll certainly be some fines sent out, but I'd be worried about the potential fucking murder charge.
Who
Personally.
who does that happen to in like the Hell in a Cell or
Oh,
something like that?
oh wait. I'm not sure. You're talking about Boss Man?
Oh, it is Boss Man. That's what I was gonna say earlier. I've seen the clip of Boss Man hanging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, just wait until you see the 1999 that Big Boss Man has. What a fucking year.
Is it a generational run?
Yeah,
Uh,
sure. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
uh, Bob Orton has to be on the way out, right?
I don't know because this is the first time we've seen him since fucking Mania, like 1 or 2.
I'm surprised he didn't have a cast on.
Yeah, his arm finally healed. Thank God.
Could you
It's a
imagine if
miracle.
they were still doing that?
His motherfucker still had a cast on. Yeah.
4 years later, here's your cast, bro. Jesus.
It never heals, man.
Uh, so yeah, after the match, uh, this is the this is the Michael Hayes one. Uh, Jim Ross. Did you hear what Jim Ross did?
I did not. Or if I might not remember it. What did he do?
Jim Ross was like, Lance Russell's backstage with Bob Caudle, and Bob's like, I'm right here. uh,
Jim's
basically,
still having a rough go of it, man.
yeah. Hayes says that Luger has the audacity to say that Hayes ain't got what it takes, and
Mm.
it's too late now for him because, soon he'll figure out what it takes to beat him. And yeah, who do you like better, Lex or Michael Hayes?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. After this, after this show, Michael Hayes, bro. I'm a fan of Michael Hayes now. Not that
Okay.
I wasn't a fan of him before, but last show where he wrestled the fucking ass Asian, it was just kind of like, this match kind of stale. It's kind of boring. Not really much is happening, but and I thought his promo was kind of cheesy. Not that this promo wasn't, but this one was much better, and I like him better as a heel. Turns out the dude that's known for being in the Fabulous Freebirds, great heel. Who'da fucking thought?
Okay.
So there you go. I definitely thought his promo was better than Lex Luger's.
Who's got better hair? That's what I should have asked you.
Oh, Michael Hayes, man.
I agree. I feel like I just feel like Lex Luger's hair, like I mean, it like fits his body, but I just like how Michael Hayes styles his better, if that makes sense. His is more like wavy and curly at the end, where like Luger's is more of
Le-
like like straight and everything. So
Lex Luger's hair looks like he cut it himself.
yeah, especially the front. The front's not front doesn't match. Front doesn't match at all. Uh, but yeah, so now we have the next match. We have our first tag team match of the night. We have the Dynamic Dudes, who is Johnny Ace and Shane Douglas. Any of those names ring a bell to you?
Both of them do, yeah.
Okay.
So Johnny Ace, I don't know if you remember John Laurinaitis.
No way, really? I
Yes,
didn't know
same
that.
guy. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then Shane Douglas will pop up later on in life in WCW and ECW.
As who? Shane Douglas?
Shane Douglas, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
He gets a small run in WWE as Dean Douglas, but no one really talks about that a lot.
Versus the Samoan SWAT team. Great name for a tag team, by the way. Tag team name of the night goes to the Samoan SWAT team. It's Fatu and Samu with Paul Heyman, or Paulie Dangerously, as the 89 people know him as. It still shocks me that Paul Heyman and I are the same age right now. Him and me here. 23 years
you,
old.
you bring that up every time we see him.
He is so lucky. He is living my dream of being an asshole
and
manager.
and now, yeah, now you could have been managing the Samoan SWAT team.
I would have loved to, man.
So I guess they've killed the Midnight Express, like the actual one, not the original one that.
Yeah, the originals are still around, right?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I guess so, unless the Samoan SWAT teams have killed them, because they have brought up that they what they did to the Midnight Express or some bullshit like that or something to that effect.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that he's who they got. Like, I mean, they are who he got in response to Midnight Express getting rid of the original Midnight Express.
Dude, that is just a lot of word vomit. They should have really fixed the names. Midnight and Original. It should have been like it
Yeah,
should have just been the Originals versus the Midnight Express.
it's it is quite confusing,
Yeah.
especially like when we're just coming in having barely any backstory at all. If I hadn't been like searching for it,
Yeah.
we'd have just been like, why do these two teams have the same name?
Uh Dynamic dudes skateboards, bring the
Yeah,
skateboards
dude,
out to the ring.
totally rad skateboarder dudes. Sick.
Cowabunga. What they
It's
should have built that shit like.
'89, so I guess like is the whole like Dogtown thing going on at this point? Or when was all that? You know what I'm
Oh.
talking about, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
yeah,
big
yeah, yeah,
skateboarding
yeah.
craze of
Yeah.
the Z Boys
Were
that
they
inspired the whole movie.
Is it no, it's not close to Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk's like late 90s, right? Like you were almost a teenager, right?
Um, late '90s, yeah, late '90s, yeah. Because I mean, the 900 happened in 2001.
You were a skateboarder, right? You tried to skateboard?
Yeah, I started in like maybe 2002, 2003 when I was a teenager, and I pretty much did it up until I graduated high school, and then for a few years after that, before I got into wrestling. Because once I got into wrestling, I pretty much dropped everything else that was going to potentially cause me to get hurt,
I,
and then
I
wrestling got me hurt.
I remember you telling me that years ago that you used to skateboard.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
dude, loved it.
do you think they're trying to appeal to the younger audience?
I mean, sure, like you, at a certain point, you have to, even if you have to have somebody that does, even if
Yeah.
even if your product isn't specifically directed towards them, because and if you're not, you're you're kind of behind the eight ball there, because you kids will spend money on Hulk Hogan shit or Ultimate Warrior shit.
Yeah.
So you
Where
need to
they
have
could
people
get a
that look
dynamic
cool.
dude skateboarder.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at this show, I guess if I was a kid, the people that I would think from this show are maybe Ricky Steamboat, maybe Sting,
Ric
and
Flair.
maybe Great Muda, and then dynamic dudes. Because like honestly, bro, like there's not really much here that like apply like really not applies, but like lends itself to a younger audience. Because WWE is all about the characters and the flashiness. Where here it's about like we wrestle here.
Wrestling.
So there's a lot less gimmicks of like I feel like Kevin Sullivan is a WWF guy stuck in the NWA. Like he should 100% be on the other show, but he's not massive and he's short and is built like the Lorax, like I keep saying. So like they're not gonna use him. They
Yeah,
don't want
yeah,
him
no,
there.
I agree. Especially, his stories and the way he acts, I agree. He should be on a different show.
But if he was there, he'd be a manager. He wouldn't be.
He wouldn't be a
He wouldn't
wrestler.
be
Yeah,
wrestling. Yeah,
which
I don't know how we
might
got
be
off of
better
that
for
from
him.
dynamic dudes.
Uh,
Oh, the kid friendly marketing.
kid-friendly
I don't
marketing.
really
Yeah,
see that many people that are on this show that are that marketable towards kids.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, it would have to be Ricky Steamboat, probably number
Yeah, but
one.
even then, like he just does flashy shit that the kids might like, but kids will look twice at Sting or Great Muda because the face paint's kind of the coolest thing going on here. Some maybe Road Warriors, but they're not even in the public eye that long. Although neither is Sting, if I'm being honest with you.
Is Steamboat 80s Jeff Hardy, or is
He's
Jeff Hardy just in a different? I mean, I feel like Jeff
I
Hardy's in
mean,
a
Jeff
different
Hardy
universe.
absolutely is in a different league, in a different like category of his own. But I feel like the closest you'd probably get to that in this time period would maybe be Ricky Steamboat.
I watched a video today and it said the guy goes, "Who are your top 3 dudes of all time?" And the guy goes, "Jeff Hardy at number 3." and then I stopped the video. I was like, "Hell yeah, dudes just being dudes, man."
Don't even care who number 2 and 1 are, because Jeff Hardy's number 3.
I ended up going back. It was that NBA player as number 2 and number 1. But
Fucking course.
yeah, Jeff Hardy's number 3 though, so that's all that matters. Uh, but yeah, so uh, Johnny and Fatu, they start the match. And then literally instantly you start hearing the Polly sucks chants from the crowd. Great crowd tonight. Very small crowd, only 5,000 people, but I thought it was very good.
Yeah, WCW tends to have those. The
Smaller.
Starrcade crowd was fantastic,
Yep.
and Chi-Town Rumble being a much smaller crowd, they did pretty good last time, and this crowd was just as good. They never got to count to a full 10, but they tried every time.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it in Starrcade, like the first one we watched. Like the WCW crowds love to count.
Yeah, they're really good at it.
But yeah, so what did you think about this match?
It was all right. It got kind of dull when it got to the heat. I don't understand why this was longer than the bull rope match. But the cool stipulation probably deserved more than just under 5 minutes. Paul Lee has some legitimate heat here. The front row is like actually wanting to fight this dude.
Do you remember what he says on the mic?
Yeah, you're as useless as a woman from Nashville.
I love how he just randomly grabbed the mic and said that.
Yeah, it was so out of place, but I guess it worked. I mean, he was getting his easy heat. Also, even in NWA or in WCW, Samoan heads too hard. Can't damage him if you hit him in the head.
Mm-hmm. Also, John Laurinaitis got his shit beat the whole match. I feel like he
He basically got his ass kicked.
Yeah, he was never not in the match. He was literally the whole time. I don't think like Shane Doug, I don't know if he's injured or something, but yeah, John Laurinaitis got his ass kicked the whole goddamn match.
Yeah, Shane was basically just there for the finish.
Yeah. What do you think about the Samoans? I like them better than the Islanders.
The Islanders, yeah, they were definitely better here than the Islanders.
Especially because their Islanders were a 2-match team, and now we've never seen them together again.
Yeah, but I do like Haku as king. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, 100%.
But I mean, knowing one of these guys is Rikishi kind of helps too, because like obviously we know that guy's good. But who was the other one? It was Samu.
We probably Google it real quick. Who is Samu?
Was he a wild? He was one of the wild Samoans.
Yeah, Samu got.
I just want to see the fucking father of.
Yeah, for real. Samu kids. I don't know. Samu Fatu kids. Oh, it's Jacob Fatu.
Oh, nice. Okay, awesome.
Kind of makes sense, man. What's Jacob Fatu, the wolf or something like that?
The werewolf,
The
Samoan werewolf.
Samoan werewolf, yeah. That's awesome. Let's go back. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he literally says that while Shane is literally in the Boston Crab, and I think it's at this dull moment in the match where he has to do something to try to get people to stand up, and you know.
You think he just called it audible because the match was starting to get boring?
I think he does. I think he does. I think Paulie Dangerously is that good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I mean, like I was saying, like I mean, it is kind of dull towards until the end. But literally, like, I mean, he's in a Boston Crab, and he's just like, "Fuck it, it's my time to shine." So it's whatever. But yeah, so finally, Shane gets the tag, or Johnny gets the tag, right? The Samoans quickly cut him off, and Fatu gets the flying splash for 2. With Ace coming in to save the day. Ace drop kicks them. Shane falls over on top of of Samu, and then 1, 2, 3, the match is over. And dude, were they fucking mad or what? They got up, they were grabbing the ropes, Ultimate Warrior style. They were pissed off. The crowd loved it though, seeing Paulie Dangerously act like a baby in the ring. So I guess it all works out in the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, overall, very good segment, I thought.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman, Paulie Dangerously really kind of made this what it was, being just the heat lightning rod that he was for this match. Like I said, the front row was like trying to fight this dude and probably would have kicked his ass had they been legally allowed to. And then just some reason running down any women in Nashville. I enjoyed it, and then like you said, getting to see, him him defeated and get to bitch about it and sulk like a heel. The crowd definitely
Everyone loved it.
enjoyed that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the only reason I would think that they won this match. Because if Samoan SWAT team just showed up and dropped, uh, just dropped Midnight Express, that's a pretty big deal. And then they just turn right around and lose this match. But I mean, I'd rather wonder why somebody lost and wonder why it wasn't done the other way than have to be like, oh, this is why bullshit A, B, and C happened, and then a count out occurred, or he had to get hit with 50 things and shot in the temple with a gun just to keep him down for a 3 count, which he still kicked out at 3.1 and shit like that. Like, so I mean, I'm just happy to see like real finishes.
You don't miss the both shoulders down who actually won the match finishes?
Oh my god! If they had done that on this show, I might have actually screamed.
So after the match, we get Lance Russell. He's interviewing the judges for the main event, or not the main event, but he's interviewing the judges for the Ric Flair and Steamboat match. Why is there judges? I don't think I ever fully understood.
Well, this is a big match, and they're just trying to hype that up. It's a big match, so even though they've not had a single Flair Steamboat match go to a draw, they're not going to take any chances here. Like it's this important. If this is going to be Ric Flair's last chance at this title, I don't know if it's like his last shot period or just while Steamboat has it. Either way, who the fuck cares? That's a big thing. So in the event, it's going to go to a tie. We can't be up in the air. We have to know who wins. So in the event that these two can't pin each other within a fucking entire hour, we have the Oak Ridge boys here to be your judges. Or I think I'm getting something wrong here.
No,
It's Sleuth Pat O'Connor and Terry Funk. They're the judges. They're also the Oak Ridge boys. I wrote down that I want the judges to have been the Oak Ridge boys, so
might as well should have been.
yeah, that's what I'm going with. I mean, their opinion should at least count.
Yeah. I mean, if they're gonna sing the national anthem, they should be able to do it.
They also had a whole fucking concert that we never saw, by the way.
What?
Which
Oh,
I'd
they did mention
imagine
they were supposed to do
Yeah,
one.
I mean, obviously we weren't going to see that because that music is probably copyrighted as fuck.
We saw Run
So
DMC's though.
yeah, but it was a Mania rap. It was a WrestleMania rap. I doubt the Oak Ridge Boys are gonna play songs about fucking WrestleWAR.
We're here at the WrestleWAR.
Yeah, but that's not how Oak Ridge Boys would sing.
No, but I'm thinking like if they were to turn into a rap group.
If Run DMC did the WrestleWAR rap.
That's what we need. We need a Run DMC and Oak Ridge Boys uh remix.
Crossover, yeah.
Crossover, yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like the concept of the judges because it does give it at least something a little different. Because before it was just a really good wrestling match that Steamboat won. Then it was a really good match that Steamboat won again. So instead of running the risk of like, what if it's boring after a third really good match? Well, I doubt it would be boring, but now there's at least something different to the formula this time of like if they go the hour, there's going to be a judge's decision. So now the story of the match becomes different, where it's like, you know, I don't have to worry about winning now. It's like if I can't put this dude down, I have to make sure I looked the best, you know, throughout the hour. So every second that either one of them are not on the offensive, it's counting against them in some way, even if it doesn't really pay off later. The idea is, you know,
Yeah,
there's
because
that
even in the
extra
match,
pressure to
like
them.
the commentators, they were saying like, "Oh, I think blah 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 is up 4-2 right now in the match." You know, if this
Yeah,
were to
because
end in a draw,
they would get scores. We're getting ahead of ourselves, but you know,
yeah, oh yeah, we
whatever.
still got one more match or two more
Yeah,
matches
we're
inventory.
skipping like a really good match to actually talk about this. But I mean, the point is like they've introduced the judges, and I
Mhm.
think that this adds something to the match. It might not be anything that's directly like consequential or has any effect on the match, but it at least gives it a different atmosphere or at least a different mindset that you can take, you
Yeah.
know, instead of it just being, oh hey, Flair and Steamboat are gonna kill it again.
Yep. Weird, they're not the main event though, but that's
Yeah,
another
what
thing.
the fuck was that about? But I guess we'll get. I have a theory actually, but
I do
you know
too.
we can. All right.
Uh, so yeah, so our next match, we have the U.S. title match. It is between Lex Luger, who was the current champion at the time, versus Michael Hayes. Um, and yeah, let's just get straight into it. What'd you think about it?
Well, first of all, Michael Hayes, as he did last time, he comes out to his music, Bad Street, USA, and it sounds cool, right? But then when Luger comes out, it sounds like the exact same music, just minus the lyrics. It was the
Okay.
strangest thing to me. Like it just sounded like they never shut Michael Hayes' music off, and Lex Luger just kept walking out. But they just like, all right, just turn the vocals down so it doesn't say Bad Street.
Also, Michael Hayes is the um, God, I'm Jake the Snake of WCW because
Yeah, he's got the DDT.
by golly, if we didn't know how deadly Michael Hayes' DDT is, man,
Oh, dude,
DQ
anytime he hooked it, JR
went
went ahead
bananas,
and
bro.
yeah. Um, but it's my thoughts on this match is I thought this match turned out to be pretty fucking great because they got some nice stuff at the beginning where there's nothing too over the top right away. Like they feel each other out. It's very slow paced, and then they lock up and they do some really fast paced shit that makes Luger look really good. And then Michael Hayes will fall outside and he'll take a second and bitch about it to the crowd, and he'll stall and see that Luger's getting pissed off, and he'll slow it down and he'll get back in on his time, and they'll do it again and do something very similar until eventually, you know, he goes to hook the DDT and Luger immediately, you know, shuffles away because he's not taking that shit.
Isn't the other thing?
Um,
It's like they're saying like Michael Hayes is like I'm pretty sure JR kept calling him the lone wolf because he's trying to do everything by himself right now, right?
yeah,
Wasn't that kind
because
of
up in
he? What's his name? Hiro Matsuda. You said it right last time.
Hiro Matsuda.
Matsuda, yeah.
So Hayes' thing, his entire like he's mostly known for at this point. I don't know if it's been his entire career, of course, but he's mostly known at this point for being in the Freebirds, and that was like a trio in Texas in WCCW. Very legendary feud with the Von Erich. So he's known for being like a group guy. So here he's trying to be the lone wolf and prove he can do things by himself. He'll do so with the help of a manager and the same Freebirds that helped him before as part of a group. But there's a really great spot, and it's so simple, where he's kind of working Luger over, and he goes and he just squashes him in the corner, but Luger walks just straight out, no selling any of it, and just this simple little thing made the crowd go fucking nuts for it. It was as close as this show can really get to a Hulk up without being like directly ripping it off. Although Sting fucking tries.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I honestly, I just think that through watching this match, I realized like how good of a heel Michael Hayes really is, and he'll find like one thing about him that the crowd will not like, and he'll just do the fuck out of that. Which for this crowd was that strut. They hated that shit. So anytime he had a free chance, I'm fucking strutting.
What do you think with Hayes' outfit and like I don't even know what you would call the things on his arms. They're like
The
the
tassels.
tassels. Yeah. Were you a fan?
I loved Michael Hayes' look in this.
Okay.
I thought it was
Yeah.
weird they both were wearing like the exact same shade of blue,
Mm-hmm.
minus Michael Hayes' yellow tassels. Um, was the
Yeah.
point where
Even like
he
Lex Luger's knee pads were the same color. So.
yeah, like this entire match was blue. It looks like the fucking Midnight Express match from the last show. Like everyone's on the same team. Like these, I'm pretty sure Lex Luger was a free bird in this match. I guess I don't know. Uh, I loved Hayes goes for a bulldog, and then Luger just yeets this motherfucker as hard as he can off of him.
Mm-hmm. That was
And then
like who did it? Was it oh no, the blue guy from last episode. I forgot his name.
oh my god, I'm confused now because the blue guys from this episode.
The oh no. Oh, I lost it. Finish. Throws him away.
Oh man. Anyway, Luger doing some great like gorilla press slams. Then we get into this weird finish, but I honestly like. I really enjoyed this match. I thought this match was really good. It's cool when you go into a match with expectations
Mm-hmm.
and come out really pleased because not only I think it was Starrcade, right? We had Lex Luger and Flair,
Yep.
and I went into that match like, oh, whatever. Flair will carry Lex Luger. Then Lex Luger went and fucking worked and had one of the best matches I've ever seen. And then now going into this, I was still like, I'm not down on Luger by any means because I really enjoyed his match with Barry Windham last show. But Michael Hayes as a singles guy didn't really sell me last show against Russian Ass Asian. But here the fuck we are with this, and this is probably like, I mean, it's definitely the best single match I've ever seen Michael Hayes have to this point. Not that I've seen that many, but
The
I
come up
really
for Michael
enjoyed this
Hayes was
match,
crazy.
dude. Yeah, he won the U.S. belt here.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Also,
number 2 behind Flair now.
I don't think you mentioned it, but the Lex Luger no sell while Hayes is celebrating, that shit was so funny. If you remember it, Hayes is
Yeah,
like celebrating in the corner, and then he has his arms up and everything, and he turns around. That
and
shit
Luger's
was
right there
hilarious. Yep, and starts
to
beating
mock
the shit
Hulk
out of
up
him.
on him. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I
it was
thought this
great.
match was great. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, no, I agree. This match was great. I love to see a title change. Michael
We didn't talk about the
Hayes.
finish though, by the way.
Oh, I mean, we can. Michael Hayes, very, very hairy chest and hairy stomach guy.
Yeah, but it makes him kind of hateable. He looks somewhat like sleazy.
Yeah,
Even though like in a way he kind of has like it's kind of like he's taken the original version of Adrian Adonis that we saw forever ago.
the original
If
version of Adrian Adonis.
yeah, before he was
Okay,
adorable.
okay, yeah,
It
I
kind
can
of
see that.
it's like he's doing that but a little bit better.
Yeah, okay,
Like I'm a fan of Michael Hayes after this match. I think Michael Hayes is really good. Great heel. Great heel.
yeah. So basically, what happens is they're basically fighting. They're just trading blows, and then they collide into the referee, and then Terry Gordy, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
Terry Gordy, he comes out, he pushes Hayes um, on top for the pin, and basically Michael Hayes wins the title. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Luger keeps trying to like put his foot on the rope, but Gordy keeps shoving
Yeah.
it off.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Hayes wins the U.S. title. Luger eventually kicks out at like 7. I don't know why he bothered doing that. But Michael Hayes is the U.S. champion, and
I know.
I
I just
had
think
no
it's
idea
me
he
either.
ever won this belt. I had no clue.
I don't know why you get rid of it from Luger like so fast too. Like he just had it in what was it, February, January, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, February. So we've
And,
had like 3 months.
yeah, 3 months literally. We're in May or
Yeah,
2 months. That's crazy.
and I mean, it's not like he can be dropping the belt because they want him to go for the world title because there's a clear direction for that coming out of this show.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no question who gets the next world title match when this show's over.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Eddie, right?
It's got to be. That's why he was in the main event.
Eddie Gilbert.
Yeah, it's actually Missy Hyatt.
Missy Hyatt.
All
Missy Hyatt. Oh, well, I'll ask you later.
right.
Uh, so backstage after the match, we have Lance Russell again. Looks like every TV dad. Um, with with the champion Sting. Uh, TV champion, right? That's what Sting's belt was.
Yes.
TV
Yes,
champion.
we don't have to watch him wrestle it away from Mike Rotunda. He has it. It's his.
Sting's basically saying he can't wait for his match. Every time he sees the bright lights and the people, um, he just loves it. And do you know who Sting is fighting in this match? Your favorite wrestler
I
of
do
all time?
know. I do know who Sting is fighting. Sting is fighting the Iron Sheik.
Sting is fighting the Iron Sheik for the NWA TV title match. And Cameron, was this match not sad?
Yeah. I mean, it was cool to see Sheik. I guess. That's about all I get from it. It's because it's exactly what I expect from an Iron Sheik match. It was just, especially at this stage of his career, like his best days are behind him. He's here because he loves wrestling now, and this is how he makes his money. So, we don't need to have this 16-minute Michael Hayes Lex Luger match. Fuck that shit. He ran #1 USA Hawk 2. I'm just gonna run in and beat the fuck out of Sting, and then Sting can get the better of me and put me in his hold, and we're out of there. Mission accomplished. Everything that you needed out of this match has happened. You got it. 2 minutes and 12 seconds is all it took to get Sting over, and motherfuck did he do that.
Yeah, also it gives Sting like a cool win. It's like he just beat the
Yeah,
fucking Iron Sheik, who
he made him
took him by
tap
surprise. Yeah.
in 2 minutes after he got the jump on you. Like, Sheik spent more time in this match in his entrance gear than he did out of it.
That is true. Sting, Sting's pants with a scorpion on it, I fucking love them. The blue scorpion.
I like 80 Sting, but it is a real fucking culture shock as an Attitude Era kid because
Him when he goes like all black.
yeah, my first, viewing of Sting was him in like the Crow version, and not Surfer Sting.
Surfer
But
Sting's a thing?
I mean, this is Surfer Sting.
Oh, this is Surfer Sting. Okay.
Yeah, and I've seen him wrestle as Surfer Sting before, but I've never heard a promo where he's talking about bright lights and entertaining the people and shit. I'm used to sad. I'm upset that they didn't trust me, Sting, who doesn't wrestle for 18 months and hides in the rafters and plays with birds or whatever the fuck he was doing.
Uh,
I don't know, I didn't watch Nitro growing up. I've watched it, in my adult life, looking back on it.
WCW Nitro.
I might do that like on the side, is keep watching where WCW Clash of the Champion shows and shit that happens in between that we're not watching, just because I'll be honest with you, man, ever since we started doing this, I really enjoy watching wrestling again.
Yo, me too. Like even yesterday, I was like, damn, I'm just gonna sit here and watch 3 hours of Raw. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Why not?
I don't want to watch modern wrestling. I just want to watch old wrestling.
I'm excited for them
I'm
to go to
I'm gonna
Netflix.
I'm gonna keep up with Raw when it goes to Netflix though, for sure.
January. Hey,
If I'm
Jason.
paying that much money for Netflix, I'm at least gonna keep up with Raw via Netflix.
John Cena back on next year, man. You know I'll be watching it every week.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, just like Cameron said, very fast. What is that submission that Sting puts? Is a Scorpion something, right? That's
Scorpion Deathlock.
Scorpion Deathlock. And Sheik submits. Squash match.
Yeah,
Like you
Sheik had a
mentioned,
manager. I don't know
2 minutes.
shit about him. Rip Morgan.
Rick, yeah,
That's it. That's all I got. Rip Morgan.
yeah, good thing for Sting, I guess. But after the match, we have Lance interviewing Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in that beautiful World Heavyweight Championship. I
Dude,
wish they bring it
I
back
I wrote
today.
the same thing. I didn't write that the belt was beautiful. I wrote that it looked so fucking awesome seeing him wear it.
It does.
Like, seeing Ricky Steamboat wear a world title looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing him wear belts looks cool because this dude is so goddamn good, and he should have them more than we get to see. But
I don't understand why Ricky doesn't get the Macho Man treatment. He should have had this. Or never mind. Whatever. Who cares? Ricky should have had this belt for a year, man. This is bullshit. Okay.
at least he got to like legitimately beat the best in the world to get it twice.
Twice. Yeah.
Whereas Savage beat Ted DiBiase and the Boss Man a few times. You know, like but when it came to the time to give him a win that fucking mattered, Hogan won.
Yeah. But yeah, next match. Not hey, guess what, Cameron? It's not your main event though. There's 2 more matches, so make sure you're here.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess I can tell you my theory on why this match is placed here now.
Okay.
They've given them however much time to do this match. So let's go ahead and give Flair and Steamboat the chance to go ahead and have their full match, and then if we're running short on time, it can come out of the Road Warriors and Eddie Gilbert.
Those last
And
2 matches weren't long though, right? I
they
feel
were
like
both 6 minutes each. So like one was 6:06,
okay.
the other was 6:41. So that's my theory, is that they were like, these 2 matches can go, but they're pretty much going to have to split whatever time's left that Ric Flair and Steamboat don't use, because we're not going to put ourselves in the position that we're running short on time and we have to tell Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat to cut some of their match. Fuck that. Also, I'm pretty sure that, like, I don't know why the main event angle going into because they hype it up like this show was supposed to be about Eddie Gilbert and some dude doing a hair versus hair match, but
Right, and
Athletic
then
Commission cucked them and said they can't
they
do that.
can't. Yeah. They have to settle
So
their beef at the next show, not here.
so they at least like tried to put on the guys that Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner, or First Family versus Varsity Club, is the main event feud here. It is why we're here. Also, hey, by the way, the 2 best wrestlers in the world are about to go for 30 minutes. Because like, I don't know if you see the results tab on Wiki, but like the times are 3 minutes, 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 11 minutes, 16 minutes, 2 minutes, 31 and a half, 6-6. So you know who we're here for. Is everyone else just kind of has to construct a show around Ric Flair and Steamboat. That's my theory.
Mine was this is kind of like the first main event where we had the Andre and Ted versus the Mega Powers, the Mega Bucks
Oh
versus
yeah,
Mega Powers, and they just forgot to stop recording, and they're like, "Oh shit,
yeah.
there's still matches
No,
going on."
it was the same as the Young Stallions versus the Islanders after the Royal Rumble happened.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, who was was it Strike Force versus the Hart Dynasty? We were live reviewing it, and all of a sudden the match just starts and then it ends in 3 seconds.
Yeah, so yeah, it was the Hart Foundation and Strike Force, yeah, and they start wrestling and then the credits happen from a far shot, and then before they
Yeah,
go to black, they get the
they
pin.
get the win. Yeah, basically how it is. Now, Cameron, I am going to say something about this
Okay,
match.
all right.
This is the best match of the '80s that I've ever seen.
Really?
Right.
I was liking the Chi-Town one a little better, but I loved this one though. I'm not ever gonna say this wasn't great.
The spot where Ric Flair in Chi-Town, where he tumbles over the rope, goes up top, and then the crossbody reverse happens. That
Mm-hmm.
part is better. Of course, that ending made me feel better. But dude, these 2 in this match were just dogging each other
Yeah,
out for
they
30
went for
fucking
it, bro.
minutes.
They fucking went for
They
it.
were
The
not
chops these two
tired.
gave each other
Yeah,
were fucking crazy.
they were trying shit that hasn't been done yet. Especially
Yeah, they're
like
pushing the envelope for sure.
especially like towards the end where Steamboat takes that hard fall from top of the rope
Hmm.
and then he's struggling again. Just the storytelling they are doing in this, it's like Rick's final chance and Steamboat's champion. Like why would like me not wanting Steamboat to lose, but it's like, damn, is Ric Flair washed now? Like can he can't get over the hump of Steamboat?
And maybe Steamboat does have him. And Flair makes you think several times in this match that might be the case.
Yeah, and it's just, and then the people. I feel like more people want Flair to win.
It felt like that, didn't it?
It did, and
It
I
was
don't
kind of
understand.
strange because, like,
Yeah,
we all love Ricky Steamboat,
yeah.
and they're doing this good job of slowly turning Flair because he's not been over the top heel being a shithead to Ricky Steamboat this time. Like we did at Chi-Town Rumble where we had the video package of them getting into it and him and Matsuda attacking Ricky Steamboat. This entire build's like, I know you're the best in the world, or you're the champion right now, and you're the best champion in the world right now, but I'm still the fucking best. I'm still Ric Flair. I can still do this shit. And then, on the other side, you got Ricky Steamboat. It's like, well, I'm happy to let you have a try, but, I'm the fucking man now. And
Hmm.
I understand that if I put you out, make you not have title matches anymore. Like, I'm the fucking guy. I know I can do it. It's the competitive nature now instead of just like a grudge. It's become more competitive and like and more based on respect now. And they do such a good job of like having Flair transition from that over the top heel role to what's probably about to be the top babyface role because you can't tell me that by the end of this segment Flair isn't a babyface. I don't feel like Flair was a heel by the end of this match.
I
Like,
ain't either.
Flair went clean. There wasn't like he did the eye poke and dirtiest player in the game shit like that. But there wasn't like he wasn't doing the thing where the ref's not looking, so he's grabbing the rope behind the ref's back and shit. Not really a lot of there wasn't any outside interference. It's like Flair played it pretty much clean this entire time.
I'm so glad you brought up the eye poke. I totally forgot to say this about the Great Muta, but literally every other Muta move was lick my fingers, graze the eye. I forgot to bring that up earlier, but I'm so glad you said something about it. But yeah, and just how much the fans were into this match. Like I mean I just totally agree. Like with the Flair chops, or every time someone went up the top rope, like the crossbody and yeah, the crossbody and then he lands on the floor, and it just like the monster bumps that's happened. I mean, this
There's a
match
big
was.
ass superplex at one point too. Like
Hmm.
they both go flying over the top on several occasions. There's even one part, and it doesn't. It's not like a big bump or anything, but there's a point where Steamboat's beating the fuck out of Flair outside, and puts his puts his back over the railing and just elbows him right in the fucking throat, and it looks so fucking gross.
Um, but yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm gonna say it. It's right now for me, it is Flair Steamboat at
At 1 and 2.
WrestleWAR
Oh,
1,
okay, that's your favorite match now. You're saying.
favorite match
I'm sorry.
now, and
Okay.
then give me. I hate to do it, but I just don't think the Macho Man and Steamboat's 2. I think Flair.
You think the other Flair Steamboat
I
match
think
is
Flair
better?
Steamboat's
Yeah.
2. I think
Yeah,
Flair
you're
Steamboat
not
2.
wrong, dude. You're not wrong.
And
Both of these matches were better than
Steam.
Steamboat Savage.
Yeah, I agree. That might be their best WrestleMania match of all time, but it's not the best match of all time
It's
that
not
I've
the best
seen.
match of all time. Yeah.
No.
I think a lot of people like have this match and the Chi-Town Rumble match as their 1 and 2.
They
I
have,
personally I
yeah,
like the Chi-Town one a little bit more because like I'm a heel guy and Flair was playing the heel role more here
yeah.
or more there than he was in this match. But
Mhm.
this match fucking amazing. I can't. There's not any negative thing I can say about this match. It's just the other one was more appealing to me due to personal preference. This is fucking great. This
Yeah,
match is excellent.
especially with that angle in the last one where, he's being a shithead heel with all those girls in the ring making fun of
Yeah.
Steamboat, and then Steamboat rips all of his fucking clothes off and embarrasses him in front of everyone.
Yeah,
Uh,
but he still had his girls with him and all that, but he just wasn't being like over the top, like, hey, I'm gonna fuck every one of these girls. It's just like, here's my lady friends. They're here to support me. I might fuck one or two of them, but he's not being like over the top about it. It's not like the face down, yeah, whatever the fuck he does.
Oh my god, dude. Uh, uh, but yeah, you ready to get into this finish?
Yeah, you should go for it.
Um, well, did we mention? I think I might have mentioned it the last time, but yeah, or the two when we weren't even on the match. I mentioned, yeah, but the commentators just kept saying like, oh, I think the score of this match is a 4-2 right now, or a 4-3 in favor of Steamboat. And then whenever Steamboat took that big fall, I think Jim's like, well, I think it's actually a 4-4 now. It can go anywhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna give some points to Flair on that one. Every 15 minutes, they were running a scorecard to
Mhm.
the announcers to tell
Yep.
them who they thought were winning.
Yep. Yep. The match ends with Steamboat trying to do a slam on Flair, limping very badly from his horrible fall. Flair then gets the reversal on him. He does. It's not a roll up pin, but he like. What do you remember what kind of pin it was? I don't.
He just rolls through him more or less.
Yeah.
His leg just kind of buckles and he just kind of rolls on top of him.
And
Kind of a squeak by win, but the
yeah.
storytelling of Ricky Steamboat's knee and shit like that, because Flair worked on that for quite a while, and that was kind of one of the cool parts to me about the match is like when Flair's in control, even though he's like ultra competitive now and he's trying to stay focused, he still can't help it but to like kind of slip back into that heel roll. And for a minute, it's more devious of a heel where he's got the evil look in his eyes and he's focused and he's like waiting for the next chance to strike that knee and get it. And then it slowly morphs into like, yeah, I got this motherfucker. I forgot that I'm Ric Flair and I'm actually the fucking best in the world at this shit. And then he'll get caught. He slowly has to like go through the Flair cycle, and it's really cool to see him do it like consistently and just perfectly.
It.
Sorry, I went on my Flair's great tangent.
Oh, dude, I love it. You're probably one of the only people that says that about him nowadays.
But well, they're not watching this, and they're going off of like what's happening in real life
Real
currently. And I
life,
don't really
yeah.
keep up with that shit a lot.
Me
Maybe
either.
I should. Maybe I should. He went outside during COVID without a mask once and like open mouth kissed his wife for a wedding picture. I don't fucking know. He's like 70, 80 years old. He's probably losing his fucking mind. How about we just let Ric Flair be Ric Flair and just leave him alone? I don't know. Like,
uh,
let's just watch this match and remember how great he was and just let him live his life right now,
mhm. Let
Stop
Rick be
making him
Rick.
try to wrestle, please. Yeah. Stop making this dude try to wrestle for fuck's sake.
Imagine AEW is like, hey, Rick, you got one more. Rick
You
versus
got one
Sting.
more, man.
Rick versus Sting.
We just signed Undertaker. You got to come
Oh
and wrestle this
God. Oh
guy.
God.
They would 100% do some wild shit like that
Yeah.
if they could get away with it.
Yeah. Um. So
There's a great we're after the finish though. We're in for some
some great what?
great fucking TV. I'm a fan of this segment. Since that WrestleMania match that I have been dying, bro. I've been salivating for some Terry Funk. And he teased me, man. At first I was just like, I don't think this is the Terry Funk I want. It's exactly the Terry Funk I want.
Um. So this so so before or after this match, um wait, are you wait, what part were you talking about?
Flair's won, and
Flair's
now
one.
Jim Ross is going to interview Ric Flair.
Right, okay.
But
Oh,
one of the
okay.
judges has a question for the champion, for the new champion.
What does he say to him? I forgot. Do you
Oh,
remember?
well, he's just like, Rick, I'd like a shot at the title, Rick. I think I deserve a shot at the title. And then Ric Flair's like, you've been fucking around with Sylvester Stallone. No, he says you've been rubbing shoulders with Sylvester Stallone, and I'm a world champion. We got a whole top 10. Now Ric Flair cares about like justice and what's fair and rankings. Now he cares about that because he's a fighting champion now. But this Hollywood fuck, people don't like it
Oh, no,
when
I
you
remember
when you
now.
leave wrestling to go do a movie or some dumb shit like that to make more money for your family, the bastard. And you try to come back here to wrestling, where you truly with what you truly love and what you truly want to do. Everyone's got to give you shit for it. and that includes Ric Flair, who's mad about him going to some movie. Not mad about him, but his case is like, you've been gone for a while, and you know, there's a lot of people here who have been here, and they've been working their asses off. And I'm a champion, a fighting champion that should give these people championships to challengers that deserve it. And Terry Funk's just like, well, you don't think I'm one of the top 10, Rick? You don't think I deserve a title shot? You think I can still do this? And he's coming off as just like a pitiful old man. We're just like, hey, please, come on, man. Just give me a fucking title shot, bro. Please, please. And then he's not getting it. So Funk decides to beat the shit out of Ric Flair. And does he ever?
Yeah, he goes on Texas on his ass. Yeah.
Yeah, he beats the shit out of Ric Flair. So this whole judge thing, Landon, this entire judge concept was just our excuse to get Terry Funk next to Ric Flair to start this angle. Fucking brilliant.
He literally throws Ric Flair out of the ring, and then he fucking beats the shit out of him outside. I remember now. And then he like throws him on the outside in front of those fans. I remember now because I was thinking like Ric Flair in front of those fucking fans. I'm surprised they didn't start fucking kicking him. I'm pretty sure there's a guy right behind him like yelling at him like 2 feet from him, and then like they're like patting him and like pushing off on him, and I'm just like, what the hell? But yeah, no, I remember that now.
And then he sees the judge's table, and he throws Ric Flair onto it, and he stands up, and I'm assuming he wanted to pile drive him through the table, but he just kind of did it on the table, which I'm gonna let you in on something, Landon. Probably hurts a lot fucking more. And they awkwardly fall off the table because, yeah, that's how physics work.
It was
but
like
all
when,
of a sudden,
Haku falls off of the thing. Very awkward. Yeah.
Yeah, science is going to still be science, regardless of what you think is going to happen or what you plan to happen. Science is still going to win. But all of a sudden, Flair is now a hero, and Ricky Steamboat is the most hated man in the company right now. And Steamboat, or not Steamboat, I said Steamboat, Funk is the most hated man in the company now. And he grabs the mic and he goes, "Look at that horse-toothed banana-nosed jerk." I've been wanting more Terry Funk for months. I got it. This was exactly what I wanted. This was more than sufficient. I am so excited to see where this goes. This is obviously going to lead to Ric Flair versus Terry Funk. And I'm really glad that I get to see Terry Funk in a world title match soon.
Hopefully he wins.
I thought the post-match was excellent. It was just as good as the match in terms of getting done what you wanted to get done, getting the stories across, going in the direction you wanted to go, setting the table for the new angle, for like the new, the new chapter, the next chapter of the World Heavyweight Championship. This shit from the second that Ric Flair and Steamboat entered all the way to to Terry Funk leaving over Ric Flair's unconscious corpse. Excellent segment. Excellent. Sorry, go ahead.
What if Ric Flair got like severely injured from the table thing, and then he had to give up the title like the next day?
Well, sorry, you what word did he say here? Hold on.
Horse-tooth banana nose jerk.
Yeah. Sorry, you horse-tooth banana nose jerk. But sometimes that's just how it happens. Satchel ass.
After the match, Cameron, what would make the next match better?
What if we put hold on, I have a joke for this one. I just gotta find the fucking guy. Where's he at? Oh, that's not there. No. I just need the guy's nationality. What if we put a Russian who you can't really understand on the microphone in a referee shirt and put him in this match?
He has great hair and a beard, by the way. It flows.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
For a second, with my eyes out of focus and looking up from writing notes on my phone about how much I love Terry Funk, it kind of looked like Braun Breaker showed up and started giving an interview.
Okay, yeah. He is the what's his name's time travel device, Michael Hayes.
This dude is jacked as fuck. Like Nikita Koloff is huge,
Yeah.
and he's reffing. Hey, John Studd, what's up, man? It's good. You good over there? Same
They're
shit, different day, bro. I
they're
swear.
literally copying it match for match, bro. They're like, let's
Well,
make it better.
if it was like literally a 1-to-1 copy, Steamboat would have hit a big crossbody, and Flair would have just got up, chopped him, and put him in the figure four and won.
That would have been some shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even been like able to sympathize with him when fucking murdered him.
But this next match, special referee Nikita Koloff. It is the NWA World Tag Team Title match. We have the Varsity Club who come out. It's Mike Rotunda and Steve Williams. And guess what they have now, Cameron? They have
They're
cheerleaders.
the Oh well, I was gonna say they have the world tag team championships now, but
Yeah, that too. They have the championships and they have cheerleaders. Uh,
that's why wouldn't they?
with their trusty manager Kevin Sullivan, no way he
Yeah,
gets into trouble in this match.
yeah. There's no way he's gonna get involved in any fashion.
No,
Certainly he
no.
wouldn't, especially considering the fact that he wrestles next.
Yeah, like dude, stay your ass back there and rest. Uh, versus the Road Warriors, Animal and Hawk, of course. Pretty sure Hawk is not a fan favorite of us two. Uh,
It was Animal that we didn't like last time.
Animal. Yeah.
Yeah,
With their manager Paul Ellering.
I'll be honest. I said, like, in fairness, I said as many good things about Animal as a last show. That in an equal amount of times he sold for his opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the Road Warriors, they just got to start. They got to start. So they're mad. And we were just told, hey, Flair and Steamboat kind of ate up all the time. You guys got about 6 minutes. So go out there and take care of that.
Most of this match was fought either at the beginning or outside the ring. I forgot which one does it, but I think it's probably Hawk. I think it's the guy without the hair in the back. But he goes for a like clothesline, or he tries to like throw him like a clothesline throw or something like that into the ring post on the outside. I forgot if it was Stein or Rotunda or
uh,
Williams.
yeah, we talking about where Hawk goes and like clotheslines the post.
Yeah, and then he falls literally like he has the worst fall on the barricade on the outside, and that shit was hilarious. Also, whenever the match starts, of course they're all fighting in the ring, and right above them there's actually that cool shot where it's like panned out a little bit, and there's fireworks or pyro going on above him. I thought that shit was fucking awesome. And Nikita, really good friends with the Road Warriors, could give two shits less about the Varsity Club.
Well, for good reason. And they're also going to make him pay for that.
Yeah. Also, we just mentioned no way Kevin Sullivan does anything wrong. Literally, 28 seconds into the match, it feels like Kevin Sullivan gets thrown out.
he gets ejected. No weird cult leader guys are allowed at this jock hangout.
See you later, skater.
Random commentary note: Jr. Or Jim Ross, Jr. He criticizes almost Williams for not wearing his Oklahoma jacket. He's just like, well, I thought for sure he'd be proud to wear the colors of Oklahoma State, but I guess he can go fuck himself. I guess
He
he was so heartbroken.
you think a tear came in his eye? He was like, "What? That's supposed
I'm
to be my
I'm sure it
Oklahoma
did.
brother."
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, that's my senior brother. He won't wear the colors like a true heel. Meanwhile, Rick Steiner still dresses like he's a member of the varsity club.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he's next match, but still, like,
You you got anything else on this match?
uh, whatever. I guess it was fine. I didn't really care too much about this match was fucked from the jump because it followed Flair and Steamboat. So what the fuck was it gonna do, right? Like,
Yeah.
what was gonna happen. I was gonna be like, oh man, this match was better than Flair and Steve. There's no fucking way that was gonna happen. So
Oh, you
I
didn't
don't
think
think
so?
they really even tried. No, no, there's no goddamn way that there's in any reality putting Road Warriors in the Varsity Club after that Flair and Steamboat match was gonna give you any indication to go, man. I think they stole the show. They were in a terrible spot. They were in a shit spot. But their matches aren't about wrestling. It's about Road Warriors being mad at the two fucking meat-headed football player guys or what the fuck ever. So there, you get DQs when they start beating up the ref and shit like that.
Yeah. Um,
Also, this match literally right after a match where Ricky Steamboat worked Ric Flair's arm for 30 minutes, they are working a guy's arm.
do you like how Kevin Sullivan came back out into the ring?
Oh, absolutely. I honestly am really becoming fond of Kevin Sullivan, if not for his wrestling, just his antics. Like, because
Me
I know
too. Yeah, he is
every time he
hilarious.
shows up, some like this dude is a Batman villain
The
trapped in a
Penguin.
wrestling
The
show.
Penguin.
Yeah, he really. Yeah, I'm gonna, I'm gonna get your dog. I'm gonna lock you in a shark cage. You know, shit like that.
Yeah.
He's literally a fucking villain. Oh my god! Wait until he is the leader of a group called the Dungeon of Doom.
Well, I can't wait for that then. Uh, but yeah, the Road Warriors win via
Yeah, who cares?
disqualification, and yeah,
Yeah, I don't give a fuck if they win the belts or not. But
yeah.
I do they when do they mention the fallout of what they just did? It's after the the main event, right?
Yeah, it's after our next match. Wait.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just weird to me that I mean I've given my theory, but going from the world title match to hey, here's the world tag belts, and then here's the secondary tag belts.
Yep. So next match, there's no interview in between, but we have the U.S. Tag Team Title match: Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner. Rick Steiner. I love Rick Steiner, of course. Michigan, 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 Michigan.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. Do you know where Eddie Gilbert went to school? Did he mention it?
I don't think so.
No, but I bet you know where Dan Spivey went to school.
Syracuse, yeah, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, did he? That's where he went?
Or Kevin Sullivan went to Syracuse. I don't know where Dan Spivey
Kevin
went,
Sullivan
dude.
did? I
Yeah.
don't know. Let's find out because there's no way that there's no fucking way that he didn't graduate. He's in the varsity club, right? He had to have graduated.
Georgia. Dan Spivey went to Georgia.
Really?
Yeah,
Played football
he
for the
played
Georgia
football for the Georgia
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs.
Yeah. There we go. All right. So
Thank
sure.
God. All is right in the world.
Yeah.
They all went and played
Why
football in
didn't
college.
why didn't Jim Ross tell me this?
I don't know. Maybe Oklahoma, not a fan of Georgia, I guess.
I guess so. Dan Spivey played defensive line for the Georgia Bulldogs, and Kevin Sullivan got him his water. I guess that's like Kevin Sullivan helped him cheat his way through algebra class.
Yeah. But yeah, this for the U.S. Tag Team Title match. You said this is 6 minutes long. It kind of drags. I'm not gonna lie. Of course.
Yeah, I thought they said. Oh, go ahead, because you're not wrong.
Yeah. So just like you mentioned earlier, it was supposed to be a Sullivan and Gilbert, whichever team won. The one of the other two had to shave their head. But there's like not a chance this is happening tonight.
I've
Your
got to
dude had to
figure
be
out what
shaved.
happened there, right?
Yeah. If you would do a quick Google search, see who loses that
Yeah,
match.
why did he not? Okay, what?
Oh, I thought you were meaning like you gotta see
No,
who
I want
lost
to
it.
know what happened as to why they're like why they didn't let this hair cutting go.
Oh, I don't know. That is so weird. Like, why would you not just do that already? Especially if this is supposed to be a pay-per-view, like, but whatever. Um, yeah, this match starts out same as last match. They're just beating the shit out of each other in the beginning.
And
Dan
that's why I think they're low on time.
Dan Spivey actually is beating the shit out of Rick Steiner, picks him up and literally throws him into the corner, like on the outside, and he hits the pole. And Rick Steiner's not in this match for the first 3 fucking minutes.
No, it takes him a minute to get in here.
Yeah, and
Hey,
then
real quick, you remember that we've seen Dan Spivey before, right?
Where
He was in the
Midnight.
WrestleMania Battle Royal with the football players.
Oh, is he a football player or was he just a
No, he was
wrestler?
he was a wrestler. Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess he could have been both, right? Doesn't
I
matter.
when they were entering, I swear to God, I heard the words hacksaw Eddie Gilbert, and I thought to myself, another fucking hacksaw,
I don't understand what
another
that
one.
means.
It,
Do
no,
you?
it, he's hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert.
Oh, okay.
So it's hot stuff. Thank God. But there is a dangerous Danny, even though he's not a Davis.
Dangerous Dan Spivey.
Yeah,
What is oh, speak about hot stuff. Um, Missy Hyatt? Yes, no.
sure. I didn't really like. She
The,
wasn't really like on like the focus that much. It wasn't
yeah.
like she's Elizabeth where they're just constantly cutting to shots of her. They're like, oh hey, here's a woman. Let's watch some wrestling.
Yeah.
Here's a woman, guys. There is a woman here, but we're gonna focus more on the wrestling.
Yeah, for the 3 minutes she's outside trying to help Rick Steiner take off his
Yeah.
jacket and actually want to wrestle. And she's like dragging him over to the corner. He's like, "Here you go, buddy. I know they're framing you as this idiot guy, but come on, you got to get up there and help Eddie out, you know. Come on." Missy Hyatt not as attractive as Elizabeth, of course, but uh good for her for being here. She did great. I loved her. At
Yeah,
least
she
we
was fine.
she's no Peggy Sue, but
Right.
as managerial status goes. um There's also that one point where Dan Spivey picks up Eddie Gilbert and he's literally choking him in the center of the ring, like literally high up in the air
Yeah,
for
he
like
just lifts him like by the throat
for like
over his
10
head.
seconds and then he like just throws him down on the ground. He's like, "Fuck you." And then he throws him it's not over. He throws him into the ring or to the ropes. He comes back and hits a fucking drop kick on him. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Dan Spivey got some fucking moves, man."
he's dangerous Dan Spivey, bro. He's he's in the varsity club. He's athletic.
Put some respect on Dan Spivey, maybe top 10 in the 80s.
Hey, I didn't think this match was that bad. It was chaotic, but I mean, it was what it was. It suffered from circumstances, I think, but like it wasn't like I watched this and like, oh my god, let's just go. I watched this knowing that I'm more than like, because I saw the scroll bar, I
Yeah.
watched this scene that there wasn't a lot of time left, so my squirrel gnat attention span can last 6 minutes and 41 seconds here.
I think there was this they were talking about it in class one day when I was in college. It was like the average goldfish attention span 7 seconds, and then the average human is like 6 before you think about something else.
Oh, absolutely.
It's crazy.
I've already started thinking about how awesome that Flair and Funk match is going to be.
Yeah. But yeah, literally this match, it's just Kevin Sullivan and Dan Spivey versus Eddie Gilbert for the first 6
Yeah.
minutes.
And it's funny is Steiner really doesn't even get involved that much at all because he
The
gets a
time he gets
tag that the
tagged,
ref doesn't
he
see, and
yeah,
then
he has to go back out.
one of the weirdest finishes I think I've ever seen. It's not. I don't even think it was like great. It was a very chaotic finish. Like there was kind of too much going on. I guess not really too much going on, but I didn't think it made that much logical sense.
Um, there was what was I gonna say? What was Rick Steiner's hand name last?
Alex,
Alex. Whatever happened to Alex in this match? We didn't get to see Alex.
I don't know. Maybe Alex turned to join the varsity club.
Could you imagine?
He's on Kevin Sullivan's hand now.
What if Kevin started doing that with his hand during the
Yeah.
match? I would have
I
flipped
know where
out,
you
bro.
leave your friend Alex. He's drawn the eyes on his hand and he holds up to the camera and the camera goes back to Rick. He looks at his hand and it's empty. Alex.
What happened? You said you'd never leave me. Oh my god, dude. So yeah, so like we just mentioned, Rick gets the tag, but the ref doesn't see it. Um, and so Rick's basically just like, you know what? Who cares? He clotheslines uh
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
Kevin Sullivan, and Eddie flips over him, and uh
He gets a jackknife pin.
Yep. And then they win 1, 2,
Yay.
3. The ref sees that, he didn't see the other
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
And
no, didn't see the tag or the guy that you told to get out of the ring
yep. And then
still stay in the ring and hit the opponent with a single clothesline, by the way.
yeah, a single clothesline makes him lose 1, 2, 3. And so Varsity Club, they literally just start beating the shit out of them after.
Yes. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Kevin Sullivan actually drags fucking what's her name? Missy Hyatt into the ring, and he's like going over to the corner, like grabbing her, and then Eddie saves her with the chair, dude. It's like slick whenever he's around Elizabeth. He fucking dragged her in the ring, bro.
Yeah, and there's no telling what Kevin Sullivan was gonna do. Like that dude might have been seconds away from pulling out that ceremonial dagger we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
This guy could have been ready to do some damage.
But yeah, after the match, or not after the match, but they retain the belts, and yeah,
And
WrestleWAR
guess
is over.
what? Now we learn that neither pairing of the Varsity Club are going to be leaving with tag team titles because we're just told randomly that Dr. Death and Mike Rotunda have been stripped of the tag belts for attacking the ref earlier. The ref that's a wrestler.
Yeah, so
They're
the Road
very, very offended
Warriors are
about
now
that.
champions. Yeah.
I don't think the Road Warriors are champions. I think they just vacated the belts. But I could be
Okay.
wrong. I don't know.
They
I that's how I
vacated the
understood it, was
more
that they just
important
stripped them.
belt.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Makes
I,
sense.
I don't know what the end of this card post Flair and Steamboat was, but I barely knew what the fuck it was before Flair and Steamboat because it was kind of
It was a
all
fever
over the
dream, bro.
place. Yeah, like a bull rope match that went 5 minutes. Like, okay, all right.
Dude,
Sting and
imagine
Iron
that
Sheik
bull
went
rope
2.
match. Imagine it started out with the longest regular and the longest regular tag team match, and then we literally got the Ric Flair and Steamboat, and then we got all those quick matches after. Like after Rick and Steamboat, we got the Iron Sheik match, and then we got the um what was it? The Varsity Club match, and then the Bull Rope match, and then we got the First Family match. What if we got all of those like really short matches after that one to end it off?
That would have been very strange.
Yeah, and Flair and Steamboat was like the third match on.
Because if I say at that point, the only matches you're realistically keeping are Dynamic Dudes and Samoan SWAT Team and Michael Hayes and Sting.
Yeah. Which, if
And
you would have
then
opened with
all these
Michael
other ones.
Hayes and Sting, I think that's a stronger open than, of course, Doug Gilbert and Great Muta.
Yeah, but that was supposed to be Great Muta and Junkyard Dog.
Yeah, which would have been a fantastic opening.
Yeah, it'd have been awesome to see. I mean, it would have been very strange because I'm trying to picture what Great Muta and Junkyard Dog look like wrestling each other, and I'm trying not to laugh too hard at it, but I do think it would be pretty cool to watch. But I honestly don't think this Butch Reed Ranger Ross match needs to be here. That's 7 minutes you could give to the bull rope match. Not to say Dick Murdoch and Bob Orton Jr. want to go 11, 12 minutes in a bull rope match, but I feel like if you're going to have that stipulation, 5 minutes just kind of made it seem like a waste. Like, why did you go through the trouble of getting that rope and cowbell just to use it for 5 minutes? Also, it wouldn't have hurted to maybe give some more time to like Michael Hayes and Lex Luger because that was going really well. Although 15-16 was fine for them, and I don't think Sting and Iron Sheik needed any more time. But like these tag matches at the end definitely could have used a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Like I wasn't even
More
too mad.
so
What
Eddie
was this
Gilbert and
like?
Rick Steiner.
This was like
They were about
2:30, right? The
yeah,
whole.
yeah. It was an easy watch. I just don't think 9 matches was like entirely needed. If you didn't 100% fly Great Muta in, because there's no way Muta was like, "Hey, I'm in town.
Yeah, hey, I'm in
You guys
Nashville,
got a spot?
Tennessee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys got a spot for me on WrestleWAR." They were like, "No, hey, we got a deal with fucking whatever Japanese company he works for right now." I don't want to just say New Japan. I'm gonna be wrong because I don't know for a fact. And it might not be. It might be like All Japan or some shit. But he's definitely like part of a deal that got him in on this specific day. So like, all right, we're gonna put him with Junkyard Dog. But so when Junkyard Dog's not there, he don't cancel the Great Muta match. Just give him Doug Gilbert and let him do some cool shit. Butch Reed and Ranger Ross, like I said, we could have fucking done without. And I don't feel like Dynamic Dudes and Samoan SWAT team needed fucking 11 minutes. Because I feel like 8 minutes of it was us just watching Johnny Ace get the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, poor John Laurinaitis. Like literally, he was the bitch of the match.
I honestly I will say, dude, that if we were gonna have the refs or the judges here, I kind of wonder what it would have been like to see Ric Flair and Steamboat go the hour time limit and go to a judge's decision, just because it
I
hadn't
think
really
would
been
have been
done before.
awesome.
Yeah, and like so when the match ended, it was 31-37. Do you think you could have sat through another 30 minutes of Ric Flair Steamboat? Because I fucking absolutely could. Could they give another 30 minutes of Flair and Steamboat? Maybe, but it would be a different 30 minutes because it would tell a different story because they're both getting tired and fatigued, and it would showcase how these two are the best in the world even more so. But maybe some people deemed an hour to be too long because if NWA is having one thing that I will say has been an issue for them, is some matches go way too fucking long. Wasn't really the case on this show, but like at that Chi-Town Rumble, bro, I was getting bored. I was getting really tired through some of the matches. That didn't happen here though. I think everything lasted about as long as it should have, except like I said, the bull rope match could have had a little more time, and the tag matches could have benefited from it. But I don't think they necessarily like needed it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
So
that's all I got.
yeah, do you wanna give out awards now?
Yeah, I'll start by saying that I don't think this show was as weak as Chi-Town Rumble, and but I don't really think that it felt like that big of a show outside of the Flair and Steamboat thing with like Funk and the judges and all that. But it I definitely enjoyed watching it a little more than Chi-Town Rumble. So I gave this one 3 Ass Asians out of 5. And the match is obvious. Because it's gonna go to Flair Steamboat, of course. But performer, bro, I'm gonna give it to Michael Hayes.
Okay.
And I'm also gonna give promo
To
to
Michael
Ricky
Hay,
Steamboat.
Ricky
No,
Steamboat.
to Ricky Steamboat. I thought the pre-match promo with Ricky Steamboat was so good. You don't see him cut a lot of like really great promos, and not to say this one was great, but being able to see Ricky Steamboat talk confidently as a champion, there's always this thing about like you're never ready to be world champion until you're forced to do so. Bullshit in the case of Ricky Steamboat, because this dude's been ready to be a world champion for years. And there's also this whole saying of like once you win the belt, it immediately makes you like 20% better. Ricky Steamboat is easily twice as better as he was before he became a world champion because that dude's confidence is now off the fucking
He
charts.
doesn't need the belt, yeah.
He does it now, but like he didn't before, but now he definitely doesn't. But now that he's had it, he's made for life because now he is a world champion status, like a world champion level performer. But seeing him have the confidence to do a full on promo while putting over Ric Flair, putting himself over, putting all the judges over, and hyping up the match, really cool to see. It's much better than just like, oh, he's a good boy, good young boy, good boy too. When he was like when he drew Davy Boy in the fucking wrestling classic. I like getting to see Steamboat cut an actual promo as a world champion, and I'm always gonna remember the look of him wearing that belt because it just looked good. And the segment is gonna also be like main event with the not main event the title match with the all the post show shit or post match shit, sorry, with Funk, which also moment for me was Flair getting killed by Funk. So it's kind of a one match card for me, just like Chi-Town Rumble was, but there was a lot of other good shit. Like the stuff that was good was very good. The stuff that was so-so is as so-so as ever because that's kind of what NWA and WCW are kind of giving us on some of these cards. It'll change over the years, but I was really thrilled with Michael Hayes coming out of this, and then the Flair Steamboat match, and like getting to see Terry Funk again, knowing I'm about to get a Flair Funk match. Michael Hayes is U.S. champion now. There's a lot of cool shit going on. So, but 3 Ass Asians out of 5 for this one for me.
Okay. I'm gonna go a little bit lower. I'm gonna go 2.5 Asians out of 5. Reason why I just think that match between Ric Flair and Steamboat. What would you call is the Starrcade is the biggest event for WCW right now, right?
Yeah.
I just wish they would have built it up to there. But I see like now
Well,
it's like
Starcade's all the way in December.
yeah, but I mean like a
This
year
could have
long
stretched the Great
feud.
American Bash, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean it was still perfect. It is literally the best match I've seen. I'm gonna put it at one definitively right now, number one. It's
Okay.
Ricky Steamboat versus Ric Flair at WrestleWAR '89. Uh, best match, yeah, no doubt. Worst match, I'm gonna go with the bull rope match because Dick Murdoch literally died. Um, Worst performer of the night, give me Ranger Ross. Best backstory, give me Ranger Ross. Especially because 7 years from now he robs a bank.
That's not backstory. That's forward story.
Forward story, yeah, I guess you're right. Future story, give me Ranger Ross. Saddest moment of the night, Iron Sheik losing that bad. Um, well, not that bad, but in the way that he lost. Uh, dude, I wish we got to see more Rick Steiner. I actually like Rick Steiner a lot, and I just don't know why he was literally never tagged in.
Yeah, I wonder if it was him being like hurt or something,
It had to be. It
or he was just kind of taking the back seat to let Eddie Gilbert kind of do his thing since it's kind of his feud with whatever fucking member of the varsity club he's feuding with. For
it's
all these people
Kevin
that wait,
hair
what?
versus hair, and yeah, that's literally it for me. I love to see Paul Heyman with another team, the Samoan SWAT team. I mean, we literally got to see Rikishi, which is fun. We got a new tag team, the Dynamic Dudes, who we can hate on in a couple episodes from now, probably.
Yeah, they're gonna become the new Strike Force for us.
Yeah, 100%. And
I
John
will say that
Laurinaitis.
I grow to be a pretty big fan of Shane Douglas over the years, though.
Oh, damn it. um, but yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, I
My
enjoy.
boy, my boy Ace, huge fan of Shane Douglas.
Well, that's good.
So you know, we you talked about you love Paul Heyman, and what if I told you that on the next WCW card, which does take place before SummerSlam, it's the Great American Bash. It's the one that has Ric Flair versus Terry Funk for the world title. There's also a War Games match, but it also features Jim Cornette versus Paul E. Dangerously in a tuxedo match.
Okay, we're watching it. We're watching it. Um, what month does it take place in?
July.
Oh, so right
It's
after what we're
it's the
watching
Great American
next.
Bash. Yeah.
So right after what we're watching next. So Cameron and I were talking before. Cameron made up a good point. Hulk Hogan starred in the movie, as we all know. No Holds Barred,
Yeah.
which you mentioned is the main event for SummerSlam, right? No, this the
Yeah,
main.
pretty much all of 1989 for Hogan is going to be based around the fact that he was in a movie called No Holds Barred.
And so next week we are going to watch live the movie. We're gonna watch No Holds Barred live.
I can't
Um,
wait, bro. I've never seen it. I've never seen No Holds Barred.
it's roughly an hour and a half. I think it's like an hour and 33, so it's not too bad at all. Um, just like we've done in the past, it won't be cut as much. I mean, there'll probably be moments where, you know, we're not talking for like 10, 15 seconds, but that's because we're reacting to something.
Yeah, we got to get info. We got to get the lore and the story of what's going on.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that'll be next for us, and then we'll go to the Great American Bash, and then we'll
And then we'll
ride
get to
off into
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, we're kind of building up and hyping the WWE stuff.
Yeah,
Because I'll say this: we have Great American Bash, and then the only other WCW pay per view that I want to watch on '89 will be Halloween Havoc, and that'll be in
that is
October.
such a nice name for a pay-per-view.
Isn't it?
It
Isn't it?
is. It is. They should bring it back.
And and the main event of that match is a Thunderdome match, and I don't even really know what the
What?
fuck
That is
that
awesome.
means. Yeah,
I hope it's actually a
yeah.
dome.
And hey, just to give you a detail that I'm gonna forget that I tell you here, we get to react to it all over again later. The special referee of that match is Bruno Sammartino.
Oh God. At Halloween Havoc,
Yeah,
I can't wait to forget about it, and then in 3 weeks you
yeah.
remind me.
You get all excited again. We got some cool stuff coming up, man. We get a new ass Asian and everything. We got some cool stuff coming up in the WCW world.
That's awesome.
And then in WWE, we're gonna talk about fucking No Holds Barred for a few months. But maybe it's a great movie, dude. Maybe it's awesome. I don't
Maybe.
know. I've never seen it. Hulk Hogan can't be
Me
that bad of
either.
an actor, right?
No. Yeah, I mean, literally. Oh, where I thought I had it. Uh, literally the movie it stars. Yeah, Hulk Hogan and Tommy Lister Jr. Rip Thomas versus Zeus.
Zeus.
Um,
Name is fucking Zeus.
yeah, we're done with WrestleWAR, and yeah, we'll see you at the No Holds Barred movie, which hopefully is Oscar worthy for Hulk Hogan.